Welcome everyone to part 3 of Reclaiming My Home. We are starting with the garden and then we are moving on into the house, but I'm also going to be doing my Q&A, and I'm also at the end of this video going to be doing how to enter the competition to win one of those lovely watering can light up things for the garden. Beautiful they are. I'm giving away 2. If you are a member of the Spray Monsters, then you're already automatically entered, so you don't need to do anything, but I'm going to show you how to enter at the end of this video. So for my Q&A, I wanted to do a voiceover because I don't feel comfortable just sitting there chatting about things. I wanted to just read it out rather than sitting in front of the camera. I feel uncomfortable and I find them pretty boring, to be fair. I'm not going to lie, I find them pretty boring. So, yeah, let's start it off. Sarah Frith, I don't know if I'm getting your names right, so bear with me on this. How did you and Nick meet? Is there a cute story? Well, I don't feel like this on most days. I'm only joking. I feel like it wasn't like a meant to be kind of situation. And that sounds really soppy, and I'm not a soppy person, but I really do. So I was on a night out and I went to this pub with my manager at the time. We were in this pub. I was wearing a yellow Michael Jackson style hat, and the pub was called the Eagle, and I'm sat there. I've still got that hat, that's why I've said it. I've still got it in the loft. And yeah, he came in for his shift and he walked behind the bar to start work, and I just looked at him and he looked at me, and I was just like, I said, I'm done. And I'm cured, because I was really, really not getting over my ex. And instantly, that was it. It was gone. And I was obsessed. Like, I was talking about him all night to my friends, to the point where my friends left me. And then I bumped into him when I came out of a nightclub. I called for a taxi. The taxi was calling my name. And instead of getting in the taxi, I just randomly walked up this alleyway. And he was up there with his friend. It sounds really dodgy, but he was up there with his friend about to get a taxi. And I bumped into him. And he gave me his number and said, just let me know that you get home okay. And then that was it. We started dating. Yeah. 5 kids later, and gosh, 20 years. 20 years in August. My goodness. But that's how we met. And yeah. Paige Louise, what tips would you give someone who doesn't know the first thing about creating content, but wants to start a YouTube channel? I would say for that, just completely be yourself, 100% be yourself, do exactly what you want to do and plow through it. Just keep going, and yeah, you'll get there. But you can only do it if you're yourself and it's what you love, because if you don't, then it's never going to work out, and you'll lose your way. So ignore haters, have fun with them sometimes if you wish. I do sometimes, but definitely be yourself. You've also asked, when you paint your walls and skirting boards, do you dust, wash and sand before or in between coats? No, I do definitely dust them down. I do wipe them down. I don't always sand them. I clean and dust, but I don't always sand. And yeah, I know I should. I just think I can't face it. Another one you've asked is, do you have any DIY gardening allotment YouTube channels that you enjoy and recommend for a beginner? No, I don't watch any of those whatsoever. And the last one is, why do you think spirits don't interact with the noise sensor in comparison to the light sensor? Well, I am not a professional in this whatsoever. I do it for fun. I'm learning. I do think it could be possibly down to energy, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I can't answer that, to be fair. Honey Garden. When did you buy your home? Would you ever move? And how many colours have you painted your kitchen and hallway over the years? I've lost count how many times I've painted the kitchen and the hallway. Kitchen more than the hallway, definitely. But yeah, I can't even remember. Would I ever move? Yes, I would move. I would love to move, surprisingly. I would absolutely love to move, but I will not uproot the kids while they're in school. I just can't do it. They'll lose out their friends, their settlement, and yeah, it disrupts their work, especially when they're going through mocks and things like that. So it's not happening just yet. But yeah, we moved here in 2014, April Fool's Day. Yes. Gaynord Simpson, I love that name. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? I don't know. In my heart, I'm like, I really want to move down to Cornwall way, Devon, Dorset, down there. Absolutely beautiful. Been there so many times, it's unbelievable. Cheddar Gorge is just beautiful. The little village of Cheddar is heaven. So yeah, somewhere down there I would really like to go. But you never know, might move to France or something one day. Who knows? Sadie. I'm guessing it's Sadie because it's 5ADIE. What is your biggest pet peeves? And if you were a ghost, who would you haunt? Oh, this is easy. Pet peeves is I can't stand it when people only speak after they've put food in their mouth. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? I've got quite a few. I wouldn't know where to start with that one, to be fair. People who sit in the passenger seat and tell you what you're doing wrong when you're driving, or like to make comments and judgment, and it's like, oh my gosh, get out of the car. I've got so many, I wouldn't even know where to begin. But who would I haunt? I wouldn't haunt someone in a bad way, but I would take my spirit self to Joakim Broden's house and I would loiter around his shower. Yes, that is where I would float myself over to Norway, and that's where I'll hang. Susie Rock, what was you like in your school days? Was you a rebel or goody two shoes? Have you always been outgoing? I've always been outgoing. I could talk for hours, as you know, and I could talk to anyone. I've always been like that, and I'm really good with customer service. Yes, I am. But at school, I would say I was a rebel looking back on it, to be fair, because from the age of like 4, I would literally bunk off school every day to the point where I'd be taken home to my mum in a police car. And we moved a lot, so I was bullied quite a bit. And then I dropped out of school when I was like 8 or 9. Yeah, I was meant to be homeschooled, but it never happened. But look at me now. I've got the brains of flipping big brains. Yes. SMX, how many brothers sisters do you have, and did they or parents experience any spooky going on? Yes. So I've got a younger brother, he's my 10-year apart twin, and I've got 2 older sisters. And yeah, so we've always had spooky happenings going on. In fact, we've got something going on right now, which I can't explain in this video because they're surrounding me, the young people of the house. So I will explain all of that very, very soon, but I've got video evidence as well. But yeah, when I was younger, we used to have things flying around my bedroom. We had to have nuns come out and bless the house. We've had the attic open and all the toys come flying down. We've had a soldier walking up the stairs from 1 a.m. We've had loads going on, but my dad used to do the Ouija board all the time, so it's no surprise there. Mrs. Black Orchid, have you had any weird encounters with viewers who see you in public or have sent you weird messages? I've never had anything in public, but I have had strange messages. I've had some messages like that, ew messages, if you know what I mean. And I've had some nasty messages sent to me, not from YouTube, but when I was a Katie Price lookalike when I was younger. We had to move because the newspaper printed our home address and the letters I was getting were awful, so we ended up moving, and yeah, not very nice at all. Answers me. I don't know how you pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. What do you use to film and how do you edit them? So I use my Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's better than my camcorder, and I transform it into shorter cuts and speed it up, and then I put it into 4K using Power Director app on my phone, which is absolutely brilliant. I paid for the year subscription because it's so much cheaper and it's the easiest app to use, and I flipping love it. Tina H, how has your contact paper held up on your kitchen worktops? Absolutely brilliant, as long as you seal it around the sink correctly. I tried and I failed, and then I tried again and I did a lot better job, but I still need to do a better job than that. But other than that, you wouldn't even know that it was contact paper on your worktops. It's so, so good. Alex Hall, did you always want a big family? Yes, when I was younger, I always wanted a big family. And when I met Nick, I remember saying to him, like on a few dates in, like a mad woman, if we ever have kids, I hope it's a boy, because I really want to call it Samuel. And he turned around and said to me that his middle name was Samuel. Mad. And then we've done that with the boys. So the boys have got each other's names in their middle names, going from their dad down to each other. It's lovely. But yeah, always wanted a big family. Jilly MacGregor, if a movie was made about your life, who would you want to play you? That's so easy. Jeremy Clarkson, 100%. Yes, Jeremy Clarkson would play me in a movie about me, and he would pop out children and he would cut his grass like this, and he would just be me. UK fashion share. Will you ever do fashion hauls again? Probably not. Probably not, because it brought me down. It made me self-conscious. I felt like I was never keeping with the times and not good enough. So no, I wouldn't do that again. Sarah Taylor, do you have a dream of an ideal place you would like to live? I have in my head an ideal place, and that is somewhere in the countryside with some land, in a nice sort of cottage style house, more like a farmhouse. Yes, because there's a lot of us. But it'll never happen. But it's a dream. Everyone has a dream, but that is definitely where I'd like to be. Baby G, where are you from? So I grew up in Kent, in a town called Folkestone, just next to Dover, and I've lived in Eastbourne since I was 9. Prior to that, it was Folkestone, and then I lived very briefly in Canterbury. But yeah, I'm from the UK. Nicola Darcy, would you encourage your kids to be content creators, or would you prefer them to be out of that scene? I would not encourage my kids to be content creators. Absolutely no way. But as adults, if they chose to do that, if they were like, you know, oh, I really want to get into gaming or something like that. If they were getting into like gaming as kids for content creating, as long as they weren't putting themselves up there, then, you know, I'd be happy for them to do that. But as adults, I'd be more than happy. I would be like, you do what you want to do as long as you're happy. Because as adults, they can do, you know, more things, be more aware, you know, protect themselves, this and that, but not as children. Absolutely not. I would not even think about like, yes, put yourself out there. Although I did learn something somewhere the other day where this content creator, he doesn't even put his face up or anything like that. He's got a strange voiceover, like a strange voice. And I think it's like a gherkin or something. A pickle. He's called Cheap Pickle. Have you seen how much he makes? Like, I'm talking, this is ridiculous. You don't even need to get out of bed for the next 2 months. Like, he is living the dream. And I'm like, what the hell? And I jokingly said, you're all becoming gamers. But no, I wouldn't encourage them as kids. But I definitely would be more than happy if that's what they wanted to do when they were adults. Not only that, I feel like that's the way the world's going now, isn't it? Everything's online. Like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. It's just, everything's online now, and a lot of people are just not like, they're all just going, oh, I'm going to load up the computer and that's it. They're making money. It's crazy, but yeah, that's the way of the world. Kate Raven, what is your favourite line from the Burbs movie? I'm sorry if you can hear Panza's purring, she's on my lap. I could go on all day. There is not a day in my life that goes past where I don't use a line from the Burbs, especially when I'm talking to my mum. So if it's like raining outside, I go, it's a little damp today. There is just so many lines from that film. Like, you saw one of my skulls, didn't you? Oh, I love it. I love that film. It's the best film in the world. You may fool the others, Mr. Peterson, but you don't fool me. Oh my God, that film. I love it. I need to have a Burbs Day film. Burbs Film Day. That's what I'm talking about. Nicola Schwitchy Creatures. Would you get a second dog? No, I don't want to get any more animals at all, because once mine are all passed and they've gone and sad times, I want to explore the world. I want to live and just get out there. I don't want to feel like, oh no, I can't because I need to sort the animals out. So I wouldn't get another dog. I know Nick wants a dog. He wants what he calls a proper dog, not like Chase, where Chase is like a mixed breed of Yorkshire Terrier and I don't know what, either Chihuahua or Jack Russell. But we don't care. We love him. God love him. He's beautiful. I love my little Chasey baby. But yeah, Nick wants something like a, oh God, what are they called? A golden retriever. You know, that kind of dog. Weepy76, how are you, my love? You are an absolute angel. I know who you are. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm ploughing through. And yeah, up days and down days, but more importantly, how are you? I hope you're okay. I will message you on Instagram today. Kaz, did you get treatment for endometriosis? No, I didn't. So they didn't actually find endometriosis. They found an endometrioma, and it was really baffling because they thought if I had an endometrioma, they'd find endometriosis, but they never did. And all the laparoscopies I've had after that have never shown anything. I just got cysts and inflammation. So they put it down to fibro. That's what they put it down to. So the pain I receive every single morning with my bladder being absolutely swollen and ripping at me in pain, all my organs, my ovaries and that every morning are in agony. and it takes me about 3 minutes to finally get urine out. They put it down to fibro, so it's just something that I've got to live with. The joys, but no treatment whatsoever. Sammy Moore, you have explained that you are concerned about me sleeping on the sofa. Well, bless your heart. You are so sweet, so kind. But yeah, I would love to sleep in bed. I would love it. I'd love to just get into bed and be comfortable, stretch out. But I can't take snoring. I cannot. I will literally go nuts. I've gone through years of going nuts and feeling angry and feeling like it's on purpose when I know that it's not. And rather than just going through that battle all the time, it's been so much easier and so much less stress to just, separate. Anne-Marie Sadler, have you had other jobs before or during YouTube? If so, what were they? So I've had quite a few jobs. When I was about 14, 15, I started working for the Salvation Army, which was going across Sussex and Kent and emptying out all those recycle bins, you know, where people put their clothes? Yes, did that for quite a few years. And then I worked at Shoe Zone, became supervisor of Shoe Zone. Then I worked as a Katie Price lookalike for years. That was because I had kids, so it was like it fit around the kids. And then I worked for Boots, Sainsbury's and Co-op. I managed a Boots in Seaford, although they never labelled me as a manager and they didn't pay me as a manager and they wouldn't let me have breaks. So I quit. I was like, I'm not doing this. Absolutely not doing this. But yeah, and then I got ill. So I started working from home doing YouTube. And I've done YouTube for a long time, but I just took it on as full time, and I'm better paid through this than I was with my other jobs, so I'm very happy. But yes, I've done various different things. Before we go on to the competition thing, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's had these questions and has taken the time and the thought to ask me these. I'm really, really grateful, and I've got the shakes right now because I'm flipping starving. Don't know if anybody else gets that. Look at my taps. Look at my taps. Yeah, I think I've got everybody's questions on here, and it sounds like I've just whipped through them, but I wasn't sure I was going to make it through all of them within the 20-minute time space. So I've kind of like, gone from as quick as I can. But I will definitely share with you the spooky things that are happening in the house in my next video. But I'm going to go on to talk about the watering can lights. So I've got 2 of them that I want to be sending out to you. So to enter the competition, as I've said at the beginning, if you are a member, I've got some member call outs as well to be doing in my next video, so thank you so much. They seem to be popping up all over the place. I go on there and there's another one. I'm like, you lovely little spray monsters, you're popping up all over the place. Can you hear Chase drinking his water in the background? Bless his heart. So members already automatically entered into the competition, and if you want to enter the competition, all you've got to do is head over to Instagram. It'll be coming up on the end of this video, and you will see, but I'm going to show you my bathroom. I've actually, finally, everyone keeps telling me I got to wash my shower curtain. Oh, I did it on a hot wash. I did it on a 90. I think it was a 90. Was it a 60? No, I did it on a 60. Washed it on its own with a load of fabric softener and all that. It smells gorgeous straight out of the machine, nice and hot. Hooking it on there. Yes, I did. If you hook it on one end and then hook it on the other end, it takes the weight, and then you just add the hooks in the middle. Lovely and fresh, lovely and clean. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Look at it. Yes, now shut it. I do, after I've done the final view of this, open it back up so it can air dry. Otherwise it's going to go all manky again and smelly, and we don't want manky and smelly. But it's all now nice and clean, nice and tidy. Look at that. I also need to clean the blind on the thingy. I don't know, I'm not quite sure how to do it because it just got watermarks. It's not dirty, it's just watermarks. And I'm not 100% sure on how to best clean that. Maybe I just unravel it, put it in the bath and just give it a scrub over. Because I can't put it in the washing machine. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? Yes, Tap. You are looking very, very good. Very nice. Yeah, look, watermarks. I'm not happy about it. Needs to be cleaned. But the bathroom being done, quite happy. And I've got so much more to do in this house. I'm actually getting the urge to go to Dunelm and do some more DIY. I'll get on it soon. But the competition, head over to my Instagram, which is at Gabrielle Warry. I will link it down below. Click on the picture of me riding on the back of Joakim and just put hashtag Joakim backpack. That's all you gotta do. And you will be entered to win one of these beautiful lights from the most amazing garden centre I've ever been to, and I will take you to that garden centre very, very soon. But yeah, you don't have to follow me. That's only by choice. You know, it's a personal thing. You don't have to follow me on Instagram. It's just where I share our days out and when I'm actually looking like I'm going somewhere rather than in my PJs around the house giving a good clean. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.